You know what I'm struggling with when it comes to my relationship with God is I don't know how to cultivate an intimate relationship with him. Because even that phrase alone, if I were to be honest, feels effeminate to me. To cultivate a loving, sweet, tender-hearted, vulnerable relationship with the Lord feels gay. I don't know any other way to say it. It just feels effeminate. And that bothers me because I feel like I'm getting deceived and robbed of something, right? Whether it be a broken mindset or because I know the Lord's not gay. I know that he's not trying to do weird stuff. That's just that's perverted. That's a perverse mindset. But I can't help but feel that. And what bothers me about it is my brother. Whenever I can't help but describe him as a man that's in love with the Lord. And there's nothing effeminate, weird, or gay about it. But that relationship that he has with God, I don't know how to cultivate that, right? Because again, it feels strange to desire an intimate relationship with a being that I've never seen, that can't little spoon me or hug me or even lay with me, which is what I define an intimate relationship as, right? Like, if I tell a woman, hey, I'm trying to be intimate with you, she knows what it is. But for me to be like, hey, Lord, I desire an intimate relationship with you, my brain can't help but go, but chill, right? And oh, it's dumb, I know, but it's just what are you gonna do? This is what I'm thinking. This is how I feel, and it's a roadblock for me, right? Because listen, I know God's good. I believe He's real. Just because I can't see Him doesn't mean I don't know He's real. But it's definitely not a relationship that I desire over an intimate physical one with a woman, right? Because ever since that happened, that's all I've wanted. But at my age, I'm realizing that this is insufficient, obviously, right? Because we're still left in contempt, or even don't matter how many women I sleep with, I still want more and more and more. I'm insatiable. And that's obviously broken because God didn't design us to have sex with multiple women, right? His desire for us is to have sex with our wives. So I know that the mindset that I have towards this intimate love relationship with God is broken. And that bothers me because I want to be known as a man that's in love with the Lord. Like, I can't help but describe my brother, like I was mentioning, without going, that man in love with God, And I want to be known for that. But that'll never happen if I'm genuinely not in love with God in that way, right? Like, I love God, but I'm not in love with him to where I desire him more than relationship with women. And I'm not saying that he's taking that from me, because Lord knows I want to. Lord, come on, you didn't put that in my heart to be single. Please, right? I know that there's a wife out there for me. But in the meantime, I'm trying to learn how to be content and in love with God in this season of singleness, if you will, so that when my wife does show up, I can love her better, right? But again, the issue that I'm having is breaking past that stupid mindset that makes me believe that to pursue God in that intimate fashion is effeminate. And so I'm sitting in my car frustrated about it. And, you know, it's kind of funny that I actually got to see where that root of that mindset came. And men, listen, I'm trying to help us. So I grew up with a single father who was raised by a single father. And so because of that, we grew up in a very macho, cold household. We don't say I love you. We shake hands. We don't cry in front of each other, and none of that. And it was his birthday just a couple days ago. And I wanted to write him a letter and read it at the table and tell him, Dad, you know what, I love you, man. And I don't think you'll ever understand to what degree you mean to, and all this. And I couldn't do it. And the next day I was so bothered by it, but I couldn't help it. I finally snapped on him. I was like, Dad, listen, we need to cut this out about being weird about saying I love you. I'm your son. You're my dad. And we're family. And I'm not gay for telling you I love you, okay? So I just want you to know that I think we're weaker men for not being able to express ourselves really. And he agreed, and I was like, oh, and I thought that was so nice. And it dawned on me that I'm gonna have to be the one that breaks that off of us, right? It's gotta stop with me. And so I also wanted to stop with me the fact of, because my dad knows the Lord too, but he's very much like me. We love the Lord intellectually, right? We know a lot about the Lord, but to love him deeply to where people look at us and go, that's a man after God's heart, that's not even close. And so Any tips, tricks you guys got to breaking off that mindset, or even, I don't even know, but what do you guys do? Because I know that men of God pursue God in that regard over. I mean, Gio, literally, he goes, dude, I can't wait to be alone with the Lord. He wakes up like at 4 a.m, go in his car to hang out in the car for like an hour to just be with the Lord. What? Dude, I want to stay in bed with my wife and see if I can't wake her up. You know what I mean? But he desires to be with the Lord. And that is a beautiful thing, but it's a strange thing. And I want it. And I want it because I want it because I want it because, listen, it feels like the more sure thing to be able to have him and let the whole world like melt. But I got the Lord. I'm great. But as of right now, I feel like I need a woman, because that's where I'll really find satisfaction. But I know that that's a lie, because listen, I slept with, and yet I'm insatiable. I still want more. And I feel that because God is inexhaustible, I feel like, oh, you want more? Have as much as you want. I'm inexhaustible. I will satiate your hunger, right? And so that's why I feel like this lesser love is a cheap counterfeit. And I'm not calling my future wife cheap, baby. Listen, I'll love you better if I love the Lord better, okay? So that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I want to get to the point where I'm known for loving the Lord, and where if I and the Lord are all I have, I'm content and at peace and full of joy. But I don't see myself getting there unless I'm able to cultivate an intimate love relationship with him. Help me out. Come on. What you guys got?